Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to answer the questions on the quiz. So, right, so start attempt. So, on blank uses scientific knowledge in an efficient way to solve problems in the society. So, this is the identification question. So, so engineer. It's not engineers though. Engineer. If you're going to put engineers here, it's gonna be incorrect because it's only asking for a particular answer, singular. So it's not engineers. Okay. So uses scientific knowledge in an efficient way to solve problems in the society. So basically, engineers use scientific knowledge in an efficient way. There are many kinds of simple, basically normal people can do problem solving using scientific knowledge, but engineers do it efficiently. So that's the difference. So engineers do it efficiently, right? So your friend going to marry abroad gave you his refrigerator as a gift, so you took it back home and plug it in on one of your kitchen's electrical outlet, and after 1 hour you noticed that it did not go cold. So what is the first thing you will do as an engineer? Now this question is actually referring to the first topic that we had, which is the engineering method. Okay, so reviewing the engineering method, the first PDF file. Okay, so the engineering or scientific method starts with developing a clear and concise description of the problem. Now this is really important to know first your problem, because if you don't know the problem, then you don't know how to answer the problem. For example, how can you answer something, or how can you answer a question wherein the question is something that you don't know? So you might be shooting arrows. So all you need to do is to understand or make a clear picture of what the problem is. So you start with the problem, and then you identify the factors or the things that affects the problem, that causes the problem. That's part 2. So the answer here is to develop a clear description and understanding of the problems, because that's the first thing you need to do. Again, you have to understand first the problem. You have to know the problem first. Alright, so for this one, okay, so let me just have a very good explanation of what the reason why some of you are getting a wrong answer, even if you made the correct answer or choices. Alright, so for this one, it's really interesting to know that subsets or sample spaces and events are really important. Now, just to make a representation here, this is your sample space, okay? And for example, this is your event, and everything that is inside that event is a subset. Alright, so why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because this is the reason why some of you got the wrong answer, or the Moodle tagged your answers as the wrong one. So for this one, for example, in question number 1, okay, so for question number 1, RS blank OS number 4. Alright, So, for example, in this number 1, we are expecting an answer to be greater than, less than, then less than. So, to us, it's basically the same symbol. However, in Moodle's algorithm, since in Moodle's system, because Moodle is not a person, it is actually a machine. So it thinks like a machine. So it will designate a particular variable or position for each answers. So probably Moodle will say that the first answer is x1, the second is x2, this is x3, and this is x4. Now, since the questions and the answers or the choices are all in shuffled or random, it could be that the choices, as you can see here, are also shuffled or random. So, for example, ang nakikita nyo dito, the choices, is ganito, ganyan, 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 saka, ganyan. So, it could be na itong nakikita nyo na yan ay, for example, ito yung similar, di ba? Ito yung similar. Ito naman yung similar. Now, what if sa unang pagkakataon, since these symbols or choices are all random, what if ito ay x, example, x2, tapos na naman na x1, tapos na naman na x3, naman na x4. Therefore, kapag blank ko, for example, yan yung blank answer, so yung choice, yung question, obviously, kapag naglagay ka ng x2 sa number 1, magiging mali yun. Why? Because Moodle is expecting an answer which is x1, which is ito. So, dapat yan ang nilagay mo dito, hindi ito. So on and so forth. So, it's the same with here. So, may mga chances na kahit tama yung mga nilagay niyong sagot, is hindi siya magiging tama sa mata ni Moodle kasi nga, you provided the wrong character for that space or for that question. So that's how important subsets and elements and space samples here in this kind of. So meron na that application of subsets. So I'm sure I hope you understand the importance of the things that we are talking about here. Kasi without knowledge of sample space events and subsets, we will not be able to figure out the reason why you're getting the wrong answers, even if you have the wrong, even if you selected the correct answers. So yeah, so I hope you get the point. For example, yan, magadrag lang ako bigla. What if ito ay x3, hindi pala yan x1? Ganun ba? What if x2 yan or the x3, x1, ganun. So yun yung problem. So it could be na kahit tama yung mga nalagay natin at hindi natin sila na ilagay sa tamang posisyon, is mali pa rin tayo doon. So yun ang point. Mamaya makikita natin. So you avoid blank questions. So this is in the context of survey. So we're only going to talk about the questions about the survey. Now, there are many kinds of questions. We have leading, open-ended questions. We have double-barreled questions. So we have a lot of questions. But those are the three primary kinds of questions that we must avoid in a survey. Now, a leading question is a type of question wherein, again, as a review, leading questions are questions which can only lead to one particular answer. For example, are you a man? Are you a female? So kapag ako lalaki, tinanong, am I a man? So isa lang sagot ko, yes. So that's a leading question. So are you a man is a leading question. On the other hand, an open-ended question is an open question is not asking for a particular answer, but only ask for not actually asking for a particular answer. So it could be any kinds of answers. On the other hand, the double-barreled question is actually a question which is confusing, because in a double-barreled question, you have two questions. in one. So for example, if you're asking for a teacher and students, so what are you really asking for? Are you asking for the teacher? Are you asking for the students? Or are you asking them both? So confusing. So because a survey should always have a 1:1 correspondence. So ibig sabihin, one question, one answer. So that's yun dapat ang survey. One question, one answer. So double barrel. Now, baka there are some of you which forgot or deliberately did not use hyphen. This is not correct. You should always use a hyphen. At saka baka may naglagay na double barrel. Ano yun ba rin? No, double barreled. Okay, next page. Right, so okay, match the following items. So an example is allocating equal number of distribution. So this is actually confounding. So conclusion from your study conducted 2016 is valid for 2017. So your study has stability. Okay, so it's stability. So this is the reasoning we get from statistics from a sample to a particular population. So we get an inference from we get the inference of a population from a sample. Okay, so this is statistical inference. So this is what we call to unusual data point. So unusual data point is yung mga weirds. It's actually weird. So nasa book ito, andun sa PDF. So these are actually these are outliers. Okay, from the word itself, no? So the theory actually. So outlier. Napansin niyo, di ba? The word lie, and then then out. Okay, so ganun, outlier. So you do this to remove okay, so you do to remove bias, thus your experiments become valid. So you do randomization, so you make random, you do it random. So data point exceeding differences, so this is variability. Alright, so finish it up. So submit all unfinished. Submit all unfinished. Then yeah. Okay, so correct ito, correct din ito. So kung papansin niyo, di ba? Kahit tama yan, mali pa rin. It could be kasi na yung nilagay ko dito is x2 instead of x1. So nagbaliktad silang dalawa. So nagkataon lang na tama itong dalawa kasi sa pag-shuffle ng choices is tama yung position. So double barred question. So yeah, all right. So that is the answer to the question. So that is also the elaboration of the questions and the answers. I hope you understand now. I hope you understand that these questions that I'm giving you is actually really important. Alright, so that's it for the video. Thank you.